Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. I've changed my mind. I don't think Michael Ilesanmi should remain in the USA, needs to return to Nigeria immediately. I can give Michael Ilesanmi from 90-Day Fiancé more reasons to return to Nigeria than to stay in the United States. I was excited when Michael finally got his spousal visa after years of waiting. It had been Michael's lifelong dream to come to the U.S. and made a promise he'd change despite his past of infidelity. However, I was surprised when Michael left Angela just 2 months after he moved to America. It's like he didn't even try and work on their relationship, which has been documented on a reality TV show for 7 years. I was sure that Michael and Angela would live together for several happy years in Georgia, even though, in the back of my head, I knew he was going to dump her for a younger woman. Angela had undergone 5 surgeries worth thousands of dollars before Michael moved to the U.S. to keep him from straying. I should have known Michael couldn't be trusted. I hold Angela accountable for mistreating Michael, but I'll never be able to trust Michael because of how quickly he gave up. Michael's biggest cheating scandal came to light during Happily Ever After. Season 7. Angela had insisted Michael delete his Instagram to prevent women from messaging him, but he went ahead and created a new account anyway. His justification for this was he could earn some extra money by working as an influencer in Nigeria. Angela, however, was suspicious, believing he used the account to talk to other women. To make matters worse, Michael asked Angela for $5,000, claiming he would delete his Instagram account in exchange for the money. Although Angela claimed to be content with Michael after returning from Nigeria, a friend later alerted her to his infidelity. The friend sent Angela screenshots of messages showing Michael conversing with a 31-year-old American woman he'd met on Instagram. They had been communicating for 2 months, and Angela even received a voice note in which Michael affectionately called the woman baby and told her, "I love you." Michael had been talking to this woman both while Angela was in Nigeria and after she returned to the U.S. Michael claimed that he remained in the relationship despite Angela's frequent and intense outbursts, some of which became physical, because he believed the strain came from their long-distance situation. He thought that if they were together, the tension would ease. Michael's visa to live in the U.S. was approved after 4 years. He stepped on American soil in December 2023. Michael and Angela spent the next 2 months traveling to places like New York and Florida and filmed the tell-all for their Happily Ever After. Season 8. It's not known if Michael had already planned to take off in February 2024 or if he hatched the plan when he filmed the tell-all, but Michael fled from Angela's house within a few days after they returned to Georgia from New York. Michael's plan was so elaborate his activity wasn't caught on Angela's home security cameras. He left while she was running errands and stayed hidden until Angela reported the matter to the police and reached out to fans on social media. Michael assured the police that he hadn't been missing but left out of fear. Michael claimed he had been treated poorly by Angela in America and made to feel like an unwanted guest. His statements helped him get the much-required sympathy from fans, even though his actions suggested he had stayed with her only as long as he could get his green card. A tell-all episode aired where Angela's private investigator cleared Michael's name by claiming he couldn't find anything shady about Michael on social media. Michael used this opportunity to launch a fundraiser on GoFundMe, asking for $50,000. The amount was large, and Michael was called out. However, he quickly adjusted it to $25,000, but made over $52,000 thanks to his knave fans. Angela and her friends, such as Scott Wern and Lauren Bravarnik, accused Michael of using the money to buy a fancy car. Michael has also been living in a posh Texas apartment, as seen in his TikTok videos. There has been no news about Michael having a job. It appears he's living off fans' money, and I'm sure he might start another fundraiser once the funds run dry. 90-Day Fiancé star Angela has filed for an annulment to prove their marriage is fake. Angela is yet to prove her claims in court. However, Michael is visibly afraid his grand plan might flop if he does something illegal. In a recent YouTube video, Michael shared he received his green card last year, which allows him to work and pursue any opportunity he desires. He reassured his supporters that with the green card, he'd be fine as long as he stayed clear of crime. I never thought I'd say this, but I've changed my mind about Michael Ilesanmi. After years of watching him entangle himself with Angela Deem on 90-Day Fiancé, I once viewed him as a sympathetic character, calm, measured, long-suffering. But as season after season has unfolded and the off-camera drama continues to trickle out into the public eye, I can no longer ignore a nagging realization. Michael doesn't belong in the U.S., and frankly, he should return to Nigeria. Not tomorrow, not in 6 months, but now. For a long time, Michael was framed as a man simply trying to achieve the American dream. Many of us, especially longtime viewers of 90-Day Fiancé, were rooting for him. He endured relentless verbal tirades from Angela, survived her infamous cell phone smashing rages, and even stoically tolerated being controlled like a child. All this while keeping that sweet, docile grin plastered on his face. Wasn't that the definition of patience? Wasn't that enough suffering to earn him a new life? That's what I used to think. But then inconsistencies started showing. Cracks in the polished, martyr-like image began to appear. The way Michael could slyly play both sides, comforting Angela with soft words while secretly messaging other women on social media, suggested that the man beneath the surface was not as naive as we believed. He wasn't just passively enduring her abuse. He was biding his time. Michael's online behavior raised flags that couldn't be ignored. When it was revealed that he had been talking to other women behind Angela's back, it wasn't just betrayal. It was a calculated move. The timing of these exchanges often coincided with major immigration milestones, suggesting he was playing a long game. It's not unfair to wonder if his loyalty to Angela was ever authentic, or if it was a means to an end, a green card. Let's be honest. Angela has her own mountain of flaws. She's explosive, aggressive, and often downright cruel. But Michael knew what he was getting into. He saw her behavior during every visit, every filmed argument, and every explosive phone call. Yet he kept saying yes, not just to the relationship, but to marriage, to spousal sponsorship, and to the entire legal process that came with entering the U.S. If Michael had simply wanted out, he had dozens of opportunities to do so. But instead of leaving, he played the part of the wounded husband while quietly building an exit strategy. His sudden disappearance in early 2024, followed by a bizarre reappearance and reports of a missing person investigation, only deepened the unease. When people go missing, it's usually cause for concern. But in Michael's case, it felt more like a PR stunt, an orchestrated moment to gather public sympathy and further his narrative. And now, he's reportedly residing in the U.S., separated from Angela, with growing speculation that he might try to remain here permanently, possibly citing abuse or hardship. But here's the thing, and I say this with compassion. Using legitimate pathways meant for victims of real, life-threatening situations as a strategy to gain immigration benefits undermines the very system meant to protect the vulnerable. Michael isn't a villain, but he's not a victim anymore either. He's a man who made choices, who manipulated optics, and who used his soft-spoken demeanor to his advantage. Staying in the U.S. under questionable circumstances feels disingenuous to both the fans who once rooted for him and to the immigration system he's now embedded within. The U.S. immigration system is already strained and deeply flawed. Every year, countless individuals and families wait for years, even decades, for the chance to build a better life here. Many of these people don't have access to reality TV deals, TLC producers, or social media campaigns to boost their case. For Michael to leapfrog over that line, largely on the back of a toxic reality TV relationship, sends the wrong message. Yes, Angela is volatile. Yes, she weaponized her age, citizenship, and financial support. But that doesn't excuse deception or manipulation from Michael. Two wrongs don't make a right. If Michael had recognized that the relationship was abusive, he should have ended it, returned to Nigeria, and pursued a fresh start the right way, clean, honest, and free of cameras. Instead, he lingered. He calculated. He waited until just the right moment to vanish. The 90-Day Fiancé franchise thrives on dysfunction. It's designed to pull viewers into messy, often painful relationships and sell them as entertainment. But even in this circus, there must be boundaries. When storylines cross into real-world consequences, immigration, legal residency, allegations of abuse, the stakes are too high for us to keep shrugging and saying, well, it's just TV.